Okay, so as you may have noticed, we previously committed our IPYNB checkpoints, and normally it's best practice to not just commit them like that. Usually they'll be in the .gitignore file. So in order to proceed, the first thing we're going to want to do is create our .gitignore file, because if you recall, check out what's in our repo right now. We have our README, our get started, and then the two files that came with the repo, the index.html and the styles.css. Now, if we want to see hidden files, we can do ls-a, and then we can see that our IPYNB checkpoints is here, but we don't have a .gitignore file. And again, it is best practice to always have a .gitignore file in your repo for files that you want Git to ignore. So the first thing we're going to want to do is touch.gitignore. That creates our gitignore file. And then the next thing we want to do is open this up. I'm going to use Visual Studio Code because that's my preferred IDE, but you can use whatever text editor or IDE that you choose. So I'm going to execute code.gitignore. And then I'll come over here and I have my gitignore file. And as you can see, it's completely empty. So what I'm going to want to do is add .ipynb checkpoints to my gitignore. This is a pattern that will essentially tell Git to ignore all future versions of the IPYNB checkpoints files, okay? So we'll go ahead and save that. And then we can navigate back to our terminal. And over here, what we're going to want to do is git remove -r --cached dot, okay? We'll do that, and then we'll do git add all. Now, if we run a git status, what we see is this. There is a new file called .gitignore, okay? And it shows a deleted file for our IPYNB checkpoints. Now, please note that this is not actually going to be deleted from your local repo. It's only going to be deleted from the remote repo. So then we can go ahead and git commit -m, and I'm going to say cleaning up ignored files, okay? And then once again, we can do a git push. Okay, now that that's done, we'll navigate over to our repo. Now, please note, before we refresh this, we have a file, IPYNB checkpoints, that's right in our repo. That was from 12 minutes ago. We can go ahead and refresh. Now, if we take a look, we have a .gitignore file. We have no checkpoints files showing. So if anyone wants to see which files we've chosen to ignore for this project, all they would have to do would be to navigate inside of our remote repo into our .gitignore file and take a look at the files that we've chosen to ignore. So just always remember that if you accidentally commit something that you meant to ignore, it's a really easy and simple fix to get that into your gitignore file. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to Data Science Jellyfish.